Hello, welcome to the channel. The gas is empty in this thing. Ah, shit. Yes. As you can see, we've got just wood. We'll have to get some more in. Why am I lighting the fire? Well, still got the washing in here and it's nearly dry. But we'll just give it, I think it's going to go better now than it did yesterday. Oh, it's definitely going better this time. Going to have a quick channel update. I got a bit heated yesterday. I'm going to have to do a dedicated video for this guy. So obviously I've been doing videos for quite a while. Hey, welcome to the channel. And you do get specific behavioural patterns with people. So this guy, you get sort of like a veiled narcissism. I don't even know if it's that veiled. That people do not like being demonstrably shown that they're wrong, and that's what's happened there. And he's started getting really nasty, but in a kind of, he's trying to control his sort of evil side, but you can see it, you can feel it, and it's really because he's wrong, and he's like, I would describe him as a lefty. But I don't really want to start going on. It's him that started going on about what he thinks I'm far right or something. I don't really. It's not me that mentioned any of that. It's him. I'm probably in the middle. But it seems if you disagree with somebody on the far left, then that makes you. Oh, I had a bit of a problem last night. That one, it fell off the wall and smashed, so I had two of them. If you're wondering why it's not smashed, I had two of them, so I went and put it back into that frame. The other one, it was the one of me in the pink dress, knocking Harlan off a wall. I just find it too weird, I had to take it down. It even affects me, you know. But I do think it's a nice bit of art, so I don't want to look at it. And if it was going up on the wall, it'll be in one of the bedrooms. So that one there's, I think that's a pretty nice piece of art. Right, let's go and have a look at the It's the same as doing videos, so a lot of what I think is a good piece of art, other people think for themselves. You know, they maybe don't think it is. It's just, so I don't know if I'm right or they're wrong. Who knows? Let's see what was going on. That video, the one, the cycling one, it went over 1,000. 5314. So the reason it's, I don't know why it's so popular, but, or at least more popular than all my other videos, is probably because I'm not really expecting much more to be on here, but oh god, I mean, this guy, well, he's also, this guy, he's Trent R, so he's anonymous. If you look into it, there's nothing there. So you can go around being nasty and everything to people because it's anonymous. Well, he thinks he can. You can't actually do that because you could get in trouble. You can't just go and say whatever you want on the internet and be anonymous. But, so he's also like jumping into other people, which is you know, he shouldn't really be doing that. You know, he's like, so you can have an argument with me, but somebody else comes on, he goes and tells them. It's quite, he's very, extremely, I would say extremely arrogant person. So he says to this guy, he fell off the political deep end, he's talking about me, and thinks everything he disagrees with is communist and somehow evil. Said so himself. Don't bother with it, mate. So it's not really up to him to tell this guy, you know, whether he should bother with it. And then, so, so this is the answer I got. He's one of these ones that he does, the answers he gives, he copies and pastes what I've said. And then it's not very consensual. It's quite, and I think it's because I've pressed his button. He's probably never been told he's wrong before. And so he's copied and pasting it, and then so now he's blaming it on the motor industry's narrative. So disregard the truth to blindly push. So he hasn't done what I asked of him, which is to prove that 20 zones are legally enforceable. So what he's saying is violating a corporation. I mean, now I've had this argument about corporations, you know, and nasty oil companies and everything. The reality is corporations are nasty. You know, that's their very nature. I mean, if you're not watching Neil Oliver's latest video with some guy, I forget his name, Ashim something, or some other, I can't remember who it was he was talking to, but they're talking, so corporations, they fit the narrative of psychopathy. Obviously, a corporation is not a person, but what they do is psychopathy. They don't care about their victims. They are mainly after power and greed, money. They don't care. They have no thought or feeling or anything for the victims. And the victims would be, say, if a corporation is McDonald's, the victims would be extremely fat people. They're victims, and then they die of being unhealthy, right? So that sort of pushing that oil company narrative is not really, it's not really, it doesn't work actually. So again, so he's quoting me again. Again, I ask you, show me legislation. So he's saying it's the speed limit is. So now he's turning that. He thinks he's turning on me. Please learn what a red speed limit sign is before driving again. May need to retake the test. Well, that's further evidence of the corruption of the government, that they're actually using a what was a lawfully enforceable sign, metal sign on a road. So the sign is not going to, it's not going to climb down off its pole and go and take you to court. So that doesn't answer the argument. So then he goes, I think he's mentally unstable actually. So what he goes on to do, you're so smart, this is sarcasm. He really doesn't like being told what to do. Since I love safer streets, Soviet, and we've already been through that they're not safer streets. So now he's starting to project himself again. It shows how ideologically brainwashed you are, and no one will be able to teach you anything until you get yourself out that damn hole. So he feels he's superior, and he's the man to teach me. So he's not listening to me. So he's the one that's, it's like I'm the one that's the teacher here. You will listen to me. So then we're talking about the costs. So he says there are little to no costs and no time will profit from this next point. So that's his evidence, is he could just say there's no costs. I agree, you really should I think you need to accept a people of different views. That's what I said to him. I agree you really should learn to do that. But all I'm really saying is that uh, what was a lawful speed limit, it still exists, but the 20 zones are not lawful speed limits. That's all this is about. So we can go off on big tangents, have big dissertations, all the rest of it, but that's what this is about, and he still hasn't proved. So, you do nothing but parrot the right wings. He's talking to me. Scare tactic, talking points. You have yet to state a single point of your own, and it shows. Same as it's projection again. The same as the left part there. No, I don't consider myself to be right wing. I'm not even judging you. I was pulled in by the right. Like, you are judging me. And a while back, you'd be surprised just how much they'd weeded into you. So he's talking about. He's really just. He's kind of offloading what's happened to him. Take a break and realign to centre. Learn to think for yourself. So I got arrogance again. He thinks he's learned how to think for himself. You know, it is like you might say, well, why are you bothering with an idiot like this? And well, I know it's true. That said, given your lack of interest in actually thinking, so he says that I don't think. I mean, at the end of the day, my dad said something like that to me years ago, and it's actually quite an ignorant thing to say to somebody that you just get ideas from other people. Humanity's been doing that for thousands and millions of years. That's what humans do. They get ideas from other people. Unless nothing ever is completely and utterly original. It's gotten from somewhere else. I'll be on my way. I have things that need doing, and there's no point screaming into the void. So you can't even end it in a good term. Have a good day, and I hope you learn to learn. So, projection. The guy's sad. He's sad and broken. I'm not sure if I should approve it or not. I probably should. That he's interfering with other people, and it's abusive as well. I think we'll probably just we'll approve that one. No, I don't want to spend too much time with this idiot. Really, there does get a point when you know you can have a bit of a debate, and then it gets nasty, you know, and you do sort of sit there thinking, what, you know. There he is, there, look. Trent R. So if you look at him, he's such a coward, this guy. A windbag. Total windbag. So he's doing that. Somebody says they don't pay for the roads. He says they pay for the road tax. Cyclists pay for the road tax. Council tax. So it's a big pot. But, I mean, motorists get persecuted disproportionately. I mean, cyclists don't pay to actually go on the road. But yeah, they do pay council tax, the ones that are paying an income tax. But it's a bit of a weak argument, really. So there he is there. He's on every. He's got about 4 or 5 different threads going on here. Because really, a normal person would just have the one, and you'd answer them. But he's into everything. He's like he's got to get his message across, and if he can't, he's getting nasty. So there he jumps. So basically, there's another guy doing that there, and he's jumping in. Trent jumps in. You know, instead of sticking to his own thread, he's into all the threads. Right, so basically what I said to him, we had this debate, something contributors normally have won. Well, when I say win, I mean they haven't disproved what I'm saying, which is the speed limits in Scotland. And this all started with Ian Livingstone, that now it was a news report. I think it was the Daily Express, Scottish Daily Express, and in it he said they weren't going to be prosecuted. It was introduced in Scotland, the 20 zones, a few years ago, and he wasn't going to prosecute anyone. And you go, the police not prosecuting anyone. So what's happened since is that I can't find that news report, and that's because it's been buried. They don't want you to see that news report. And of course, Ian Livingstone resigned, and we had some women took over. So she's not going to want to say it either. But the only thing I could really do is write to them or something, and actually get a definitive answer. It's my right as a citizen to know. So basically, I mean, without reading everything, that's what it's about. So we've also got the debate about, are 20 zones safer? Do they cause pollution, or do they cause less pollution? So we've got that debate, but that's a sort of separate debate. So he wants to go into that a bit here, but so ironically, this guy says that net zero's nonsense. He didn't say it's nonsense, but his words to that effect. So seems to be a lefty but doesn't believe in net zero, which is very unusual. So he's got this habit, he copies and pastes what you've said and then puts it, and then so he says free to do it. I mean, that's nonsense. I mean, you need so that what he's saying there is feel free to do 30 in the 20 zone pass to see if you get fined. Well, that's what I'm actually asking. to find somebody that's been fined. We don't need to do that. We need to find somebody that's done it already, and we haven't found anybody. State your sources. So he's wanting me to state my sources. I've countless years of studies across the year. I mean, I have got sources, but I can't be bothered doing that. I mean, I'd rather just stick to the fact that it's not legally enforceable. So he's done his own dissertation. So so obviously he's a clown in a clown world, in that he's been at university and they love this sort of thing. Nobody's going to question him and what he's doing. So, I mean, I've been to university myself and I know what it's like, and it's, they've been bought over, they're corrupt. They've been corrupted by corporations. So it's only the oil and car lobbies that disagree with it. So this guy here, Trent Ars, he thinks that the oil and car lobbies are the bogeymen. That's a common sort of argument from these types. The cost of doing, there's no major cost of any. So he's just saying there's no major cost. He's just saying that. So there's no major. Every UK citizen through council tax. I was kind of talking about the cost of the economy and everything of the restrictions. It wasn't generally the cost of the signs or the cost of cost of signage, because they're not enforcing it, are they? So I don't think there's a cost there. I've done extensive research online in the field and paper-based, given my work with traffic management. He works in traffic management. Well, that's what he said. Saying here, yes, from your own words over multiple videos. So he's watching all my videos. That's another kind of strange sign. He's a hater, but he's contributing. Please cite your peer review study and source, or better still, you prove it. You come up with it that within any source I've read would be thrown out. Yes, that's because it would be nonsense. That said, let me know what you would like, and I'll hand it over full original source included. So this is him getting serious. I've pressed these buttons. How arrogant, and what was it? I'm so so then he's blaming my media. So this is, why is my media the problem? He's saying it's my media, So then he says, no, most media, both left and right, is designed to make you fall further onto one side or another, to make you divide and conquer yourself. Shows giving your talking points of where they origin from. It's not an attack, but an observation of plug. Let's see, he feels arrogant enough that he thinks that I should unplug, lest you fall further. So it's nothing to do with him. He doesn't fall into that. It's me. Both sides are evil in this guy. So he's seen it as sides. I think he means like a left and right. It's not really like that. I don't think the media's really necessarily like that. The media's run by corporations. They're psychopathic. There isn't a left and right section of corporations. Corporations will harness left and right for their own ends, and that's what they're doing with the climate thing and everything. And that's how all the lefties think they're getting what they want, but they're actually being fed to the. Have you ever watched Logan's Run? The time machine. The media sources I use are small independent people. Right. Of the self-funded go on the ground, show what's happened. No bias. Let you make your own mind instead of telling you what to think. When that's not an option, I go for news from both sides and find where they both agree. That's where the truth normally is. So that's what I am. I'm on the ground. I'm a small independent person. But he's too arrogant or blinded to listen to me. Well, he is actually watching. He sort of said he's watching my videos. Nothing more scam. So he thinks that net zero's a scam. That's a weird contradiction with him. We'll just ignore that numpty. So what I said to him, this is getting a bit boring, eh? But the 20 zones were implemented by Falkirk Council under a TTRO on a temporary basis. So he's just totally ignoring all that. So I said to him, can you provide the statute number for that piece of legislation, please? The reason you won't or can't is because the Scottish Government couldn't pass it. I mean, I might as well just repeat all this to him because he didn't really listen to any of it. So that's the mathematical answer to the other guy. It's 50% longer to travel anywhere. So if you just say it's 60 seconds, but you need to add it up in like Edinburgh or Glasgow. And we're talking commerce here. We're talking people who are at work. And they're charging you, the customer, for whatever it is they do. If they're delivering themselves, as in going to do jobs for you, plumbers, electricians, joiners, or if they're delivering goods to you, to your shop, to a shop that you go to, it's all added to the cost of everything. Nothing is for nothing. So I think we'll just delete that one. That one he's done there. There is quite a lot from him. He's just, I think he's deranged. The thing is, there he is there. Pay for the road tax. They pay for the road council tax. So my vehicles add up to 4, 5, 6, about £700 a year I pay for my 4 vehicles. 230 for the white car plus 35 for the blue car. That's 270 plus. It's nearly 400 for the van, I think. So it's nearly £700, and cyclist pays nothing. That's just the road tax. That's for it to sit out there on the drive, He's just an absolute numpty, that guy. So the unsolicited advice, what you say is wrong, the road user delayed you not to 1 iota. If you can't drive without giving yourself an aneurysm, hand your licence, you're allowed to all other road users as it is. Well, I don't see how would that be, if that was the case, then I would have big problems with my insurance, I'd have trouble with all that, and I haven't, so I think that's just a perception that you're trying to push, which isn't true, because whatever your brain is reacting to stuff that I'm saying. Oh, there he is, he's back. See, he's in everything, this guy. But He says, I'm down a rabbit hole. I've been drinking the Kool-Aid. This is all pure projection, this. I've been drinking the Kool-Aid, but he hasn't. Your video backlog. So he's watched. This is a weird thing. Right, I think we'll just. Let's delete that one. Well, we'll report it because it's actually a hate crime what he's saying. Report that one. I mean, this guy, if it's true, he works in traffic management. I mean, heaven help us, eh? We've got a lefty communist in the traffic management. But I mean, at the end of the day, I suppose they'll suit him fine because he's a bit of a dumpling and he'll just do what he's told. So you don't really have to do any thinking, but I don't know what he means. I mean, this thing here, I better answer it, I suppose. Or I could just delete it. I'll just approve it. I'll think about it. Right, so, you know, it is kind of, you got to ask yourself, is it really worth it? You know, probably not. Let's see how fires do. Oh my giddy god! Oh shit! Oh. I'm gonna have to get better kindling on the job here.
And the controversy it generated, the Metropolitan Police no longer support TfL revenue protection teams. They're not even bothering to carry on with that work for fear.
I never opened up the. Right. I forgot to open up the ear. That's why it didn't go. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
Charged with enforcing the law or protecting the peace and whatever, is that this is going to go against me, the officer. I think the Met don't want to agitate that feeling that you just referred to, that people do often feel as though they are targeted excessively by the police, and that's why Rick Pryor is saying that there is this racism of low expectations for fear of not upsetting certain communities and minority ethnic people in the city. They're saying, oh, we won't call out bad behaviour, such as that woman who didn't show her Oyster card, who refused to engage politely with the police officer when they were approached. That sort of situation is her rights. Do you think she, I did do this and I'm not going to produce this card, and therefore she just knew she was negotiating from a position of strength? Well, watching the footage, it's uncomfortable because you don't want to see this sort of thing. A police officer approaching someone as part of their work with the TfL protection team, and it all sort of falling apart in a strange way and escalating very rapidly. But the Met, I think many officers would contend, well, the Met privately would contend this, but many officers have told me this sort of anonymously in the last couple of days as I've been looking into this, that they certainly feel as though the problem there was not with their officer, but with poor behaviour from a member of the public. And the Met, they say...
Yeah, fire's going. Yes, it's going. Well, I'm going to have to try and sort out some better kindling today. What I did have was, I got some stuff from Callum, that was better kindling. It was just sort of like dried, it was building materials. Maybe that's the problem that I've got. Maybe this kiln dried wood is just not, it's not ideal for making kindling. Maybe that's what the issue is.
For the men involved, the alleged assailants in the incident with those several police officers. But they're waiting for the CPS to make a decision. Greater Manchester Police have said they've had a file with the CPS since mid-August. And Reform did criticise Greater Manchester Police for not releasing any footage.
Right, it's going. So I think I'll go and answer that one, and I think I need to try and make it. I had considered just deleting it actually. But I think I'll go and answer it and just try and keep it minimal. Basically tell him that he hasn't proved anything. And then what I wanted him to prove was that
the program. Is there anything you want members
that you can be, you know, done. Look, if anybody's here that's watching it, if anybody does watch this, can you please find somebody that's been done for doing 22 miles per hour and prosecuted for 23 or 24 or 25 or 26 or 27 or 28 or 29 or 30? Find someone. Because I don't think, nobody's done this so far. That's what I'm asking. We can go into the ins and outs of whether 20 zones are a good idea or not as well. That's, I mean, I've already decided that, well, I don't think they're a good idea. They're a bad idea, extremely bad idea. Jeremy Clarkson doesn't think they're a good idea. What he says, and what he said to Chris Packham about other matters is he doesn't live in the real world. In the real world, 20 is no bloody good. But that's that's another thing. So that's where we are. He hasn't. So after all that guy has not proved anything. He's just blown his trumpet and waffled on, and he's been quite abusive. I think I'm actually thinking he's maybe not. Well, it's fairly obvious. He's not that bright, and he's done a this demonstrates how useless universities are. That some dumpling like that has went up there and got a dissertation. You know, but I mean, you could say that about me. I went and got I did a dissertation as well, so I've got an honours degree.
Choose from on-trend designs while staying mindful of your carbon footprint. Crafted from reclaimed wood with a story.
So the fire's going, so we're going to go. God, it's taking too long. Thanks for watching. Bye! It's definitely going now. We'll leave the air open. Bye!